Okay, first of all, can you name your name and function, please?
Yes, my name is Thor Blustad. I'm the game director for Hitman Absolution.
What drives Agent 47 back to the hunt this time?
Well, basically, we have created a very personal story for Agent 47 this time, where he is forced to kill his only friend, and she gives him as her last dying wish a mission that he has to fulfill, and that becomes then the story of Absolution, where it's a very personally motivated story throughout all the different levels of the game.
Okay. So will new players be able to catch up on the old adventures that Agent 47 yeah.
Yes, you don't have to have played any other Hitman game to enjoy Absolution. Even though it's the 5th game in the series, it's not directly linked to the other games. It's a story on its own that can be enjoyed by anyone.
So we're not going to get like information bubbles about the past games, for example?
Well, there will be a few hints here and there, and especially because we know we have a lot of very loyal, very you can say passionate fans, and to give them something special, there are all these little things in the game that they will know about when they see them, that this refers back to something that happened in the past.
Okay, so this time you guys introducing the instinct mode. Doesn't it take away the challenge of the game?
Yeah, the instinct mode is something that was quite controversial with our fans, because, as you say, they did believe that it will take away some of the skill and some of the, you can say, nuances of the game. But the reason for adding this, of course, is that we want the player to have information about the world. The Hitman universe is very complex with detail, and there is very much going on, so there is a lot of information to process for the players. And in the old games we had a very comprehensive map where you can see everything that was going on in the game, and you could base your strategy on this. This was taking the player very much out of the experience of the game, because they basically were sitting using most of the time in this map. So we said we wanted to take the essence of that and put it into the game, and this is what we then labeled as the instinct feature. So instinct is not telling you what to do, it's just giving you information from the game world about things that are probably going to be interesting to you as they are very close to you.
So what if you're like a really hardcore player and you want to play like the highest difficulty? What can we expect if we do it that way?
Well, we have a surprise for our very hardcore players, is that we've created what we believe is the most challenging Hitman experience ever, as we call the purist mode. It's like we remove any kind of information from the game, even the heads-up display. You will not be able to know which weapons you're carrying, except you can see it in your hand. You don't know how many bullets you have left. You have to count it for yourself. And we will not tell you anything about what's going on in the world. You have to use your senses, and you have to use, you can say, your strategy to get through the game. And this is a mode that is so difficult that even us developers at IO Interactive are not really able to play through it. So we believe that for people who want a challenge in Absolution, they will definitely get the challenge.
Are you going to link a trophy to that?
Yes, we might.
Okay. Yeah, obviously you can play the game in different ways. Do you guys have like a set number of ways that you can complete a mission? Is it like 3 or 5, or does it depend really on the mission?
Well, that's a good question, because since the Hitman levels are so open for you to explore in your own way and play through in your own style, we're creating a number of ways that we know are, you can say, the logical ways that we can think of, and the opportunities that we can think of. So there might be, in a level, there might be 12, or there might be 10, or 3, or 4, depending on the situation. But as we see it, when the players get their hands on this, they will find even new ways that we couldn't even imagine. So there might be far more, you can say, diversity than was actually designed into the game. And this is, of course, where we get really happy, when people explore the game and get creative with it and use it in ways that we never intended it to work. That's also what we believe is that's a computer game. That's what they're made for. It's made for the players to be in charge of their own experience.
At Gamescom you guys unveiled the contract mode. Yeah, you can earn money and you can buy upgrades, but how are you going to balance it for new players, that they can still have a chance if they compete with the guys who have like much more money and equipment?
Well, the thing is that when it comes down to it, it's not really about how much money you have and what you use it for. It's more about the money that you earn in when you play a contract is basically your score on that level. And if you're a competitive person, you would want to have the highest score, at least in the top 10 probably. And if you want that, then you will obviously have to compete with these other players playing it through flawlessly to finish it. But there is nothing stopping you from going into any contract in the game and playing it through and still have fun with it. You might not be able to fulfill every criteria of it, but that's not a necessity. That's only a bonus for you. So, in essence, you can say a contract is just a hit on a character in the game. And the basic principle is that you make your hit and you escape the scene and then you will get paid. But if in addition to that you have to kill him with a specific weapon in a specific outfit without being seen and hiding the evidence, all these things, you don't have to do them if you don't care about that, if you just want to have fun with the game and play through it.
Okay. In one of the trailers we saw Agent 47 driving away with a car. Is that maybe a little hint that we're going to get to drive a car ourselves?
You're actually the first person to ask about the car. It's we're not having drivable cars in the game, and we discussed it a lot because it seems like a very cool thing to add to an assassin. But the problem with it is that if you have drivable cars in a game like Hitman, the world has to be so much bigger. It has to be probably 100 times bigger than what we are making them, because for us the game is very much about every single character has a specific role to play in the game, and the way that you approach these characters is what is the most interesting part of the game. So adding drivable cars and expanding the world so much would dilute this gameplay so much that it would probably not even be left. So to say no, we don't have drivable cars in the game.
Okay. When's the game coming out?
It's coming out November 20th.